Hey, and welcome back to my channel. We're continuing this series of me sitting down to a camera and talking about an essay that I wrote for you that will be depicted here. And today we are going to talk about the Task 1 essay for the academic module. Right. If you prepare for the general module, please click on that info card there and watch the video for the general module, Task 1. So, how we are going to structure that? As always, you can download the transcript and the essay of this lesson in the description box down below. There is a link, it's completely free. You don't need to do anything except for going there and downloading the piece of paper that I prepared for you. You can print it, highlight stuff, read it before you go into bed to sleep better. I mean, that's a joke. Okay, so before we dive in, let's remember what we are doing here in this task. And please don't mind me looking down because I have my laptop there with the essay that I wrote for you, and obviously I don't remember it by heart, so I will be looking down at the essay and you will see it here. Remember that you must write an essay for the task 1 in the academic module in response to a graph or a process, and you will have to describe that. It is important that you write more than 150 words, although it's usually advised to write not more than 200. You should also spend around 20 minutes on the task, and hence it is given around 1/3 of the overall mark for your IELTS writing module. The IELTS writing will be assessed based on 4 different criteria that are given 25% of importance equally. The first is task achievement, and that's how well and how to the point you understand the task and describe the whole graph or the process. And then the next one is a lexical resource. It's about how well you use your vocabulary, how fitted it is to the context, how wide it is, what words do you use? Do you use a lot of common or rare words? Are they high level or lower level? Are there a lot of synonyms? The next one is coherence and cohesion, and for this one you're graded on how easy it is to read your essay and how logical everything kind of progresses and moves. So obviously there are a lot of people who struggle with that just because they don't have the fluency in English, and maybe because they are not thinking enough about the structures of the essays they write. So please pay attention to the structure and to the linking words so that your sentences always come together nicely and they're not scattered all over the place. And the last thing is the grammar range, and here you are assessed based on how well you use your grammar. Obviously, how perfect is your spelling and your punctuation, how many of different grammar structures you use, whether your sentences are complex, whether you use a mixture of complex and simple sentences. All of that really matters. And lastly, you have to write a report on differences and similarities in the graph. Be analytical. Do not just describe what you see plainly. Group the information and compare the data throughout the task. So the task for today is this graph. The graph here shows the top priorities by business companies in the USA in 2016. We should summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. Okay, so we start our essay with paraphrasing the task. It's the most important in the introduction to paraphrase the task properly and to use as many synonyms that fit into the context as possible. So that's how I do it. I write, the bar chart depicts business activities that were perceived as the most important by US businesses in 2016. The companies are grouped into 3 segments according to the size of their staff. Extra small ones where up to 25 employees work, medium ones with 25 to 200 employees, and the largest firms with 201 and more employees. So that was our introduction to the graph, and we paraphrased the task pretty much. I used 2 sentences to do this. In the first sentence, I used the word depicts, that is just a less common word than shows or illustrates, for example. Then I also talked about business activities instead of priorities, and I just said that they were perceived as the most important. So the second sentence after that will give more clarity on how to read the graph. So I'm talking there about the grouping, how those companies are grouped and based on which criteria. Here I don't just give numbers, but I try to explain what they mean in clear and simple terms so that I say, for example, the smallest ones are ones where up to 25 people work, and I don't just give that number 25 and that's it. I try to explain what's going on there. In the next paragraph, we're going to write an overview. And remember that for the task 1, you should write either an overview or a conclusion. You cannot write two of them together. And I prefer to write the overview. The overview usually starts with the word overall, so that you give the examiner indication that's here. In this particular sentence, we are starting the overview. The overview comes before our main analytical part of the essay, and that's how I structure it. Overall, 2 most popular activities for American companies are to do with capturing and retaining prospective clients. This was reported by the average of 75% of respondents, irrespective to their size. However, only approximately 26% admitted that reducing the customer acquisition cost is essential to their business, which makes this activity the least important among all. So in this part, I just summarized the striking differences between the data that we see on the graph. Remember, it's very important before you sit and write the essay to study the graph and clearly understand what it is about. So obviously I've done this before, and when I'm writing my overview, I try to handpick what are the differences that are the most striking, that your eye instantly catches when you're just reading the graph for the first time. So I grouped the information, and in the first sentence I have the companies that think that capturing and retaining prospective clients is the most important activity, and obviously that's the most of the companies, irrespective to their size. And then I use the average of 75% here. It's just because I don't want to write the exact numbers throughout the essay, because I have 3 different numbers, 3 different percentages for each of the business activity. And that's obviously a lot of information. And if you don't group that together, if you don't give the average, for example, your essay will be too cluttered and it will be quite difficult to read it. So again, we are being analytical here, guys. And the last sentence in this paragraph is the second group, which is basically summarizing the companies that think that reducing the customer acquisition cost is the least important activities out of all others. And in our last body paragraph, we're going to bring a little bit more analytics to the table, and that's how I structure it. Clearly, making existing leads pay and increasing the number of new ones is the most pressing issue for beginners and medium-sized companies. Working on profitability of marketing campaigns and upselling existing clients takes the second place, disclosed around 50% of companies of all sizes. Interestingly, the importance of these activities augments with the company size. The same dynamic is shown when it comes to decreasing the cost of new customers. Only 22% of small companies reported that, compared to 30% of large firms. And this is the closing of my essay for now. So what do I do here? This particular paragraph, I start with the linking word, as I try to always do. The linking word is clearly. Then I try to continue paraphrasing these small and middle-sized businesses with beginners and medium-sized companies, and then give just a little bit more information about them. I restate the fact that making existing leads pay, and that's a paraphrase obviously, and then increasing the number of new ones is the most pressing issue for them. Again, I try to use the most pressing issue instead of the most important, which was already used, or the most popular, which also was used before. Then in the next sentence, I write about working on profitability of marketing campaigns, which is providing ROI in marketing, which is return on investment. And again, I just paraphrase that. And upselling existing clients. Upselling means increasing revenue from existing clients. So you upsell someone when you try to sell them something that is a little bit more expensive than what they usually buy, for example. So again, I use the upselling existing clients as a paraphrase for increasing revenue from existing clients, and that's something that we have in our graph. Then I also say around 50% of companies disclose this information, and disclose is a synonym of report. Then I proceed with some more analytics, and I notice that, interestingly, the importance of these activities augments with the company size. That's a dynamic that I noticed, and I transfer that dynamic to the other business activities that have the same pattern. And I'm talking about the decreasing the cost of new customers, that again becomes more important with the size of the company. And here I compare features of different groups in this sentence. So overall, I wrote 196 words, which is a little bit below the 200 threshold that is usually advised to write when it comes to the task 1 essays. And as you can see on the screen, I tried to be as analytical as possible, using many different synonyms, using different grammar structures, trying to balance my punctuation, not forgetting about coherence and cohesion, and throwing in a lot of linking words so that everything kind of feels logical and reads easily. And then I also try to use more or less common words, such as depict, or disclose, or upsell existing clients, and just paraphrase as much as I could. That's it, guys. Again, thank you so much for being here with me. I hope this was really helpful. Do not forget to download the theoretical PDF with this essay from the description box down below. As you know, I will be very happy if you decide to leave a like for me or even subscribe. And as always, I will be delighted to see you again here. Ciao!